Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. How exciting. This is going to be probably the highlight of everyone listening's week, right?
Oh, definitely is mine.
Why is it yours?
Because this is the time where we get to chat to each other, and even though I don't know where I'm going with that. I like it.
Give me some love.
Yeah, I mean, even though we're talking to other people, it's also a chance for us to talk to each other.
Technically, we're not talking to other people. We're just talking for
I know,
other
but
people to
that's
listen
why I had
to.
a brain fart because I was like, wait a second.
There's no one even here. It's crazy. So this is our second attempt. I made a mistake. I didn't push record on the audio, and Amy's like, well, should we record it again? I was like, nah, I think I'll be able to save it. But the new office, the sound is very tinny without these microphones. So
yeah. I mean, the audience deserves the best quality, so we won't.
My voice is shocking and hard enough to listen to. So you throw
Everyone thinks that about their own voice.
You throw a bit of tin tone on that, and here we are. Tin tone. I actually got to start with something. I need to bring this up because I don't know if you saw it.
Okay.
This is social media, everyone. This is social media. But I did a post yesterday, and the post was, "You carry financial pressure but say nothing. It's silently burying you." And then I just went on to my experience with that.
Yep.
This guy comments. Had a lot of great responses, but this one guy, "Bro, isn't your wife like a pop star?
Oh,
I'm sure y'all were doing fine." And I said, "Why do you assume that?" And then some lady's back. She's like, "Bro, you think pop or rock stars don't have problems?" And then he goes, "With limited context, it just struck me as..." Sorry, stuck. He spelt wrong. I should have got him on that. Damn it. "It just struck me as inauthentic. I think this is a big issue for a lot of guys, and I hope you're attempting to profit off it." Like, he definitely is misspelled. I'm going to interpret it the way that I think he meant it, where he said, "I hope you're not attempting to profit off it via feigned shared experience." And here's what I said. It's not over. I said, "Okay, mate. With limited context, generally the next thing to do would be to seek more context. And if you did more of that, you'd also find out there's plenty of information around my financial stuff." And then I said, "Wishing you all the best." He said, "Same, mate. Wasn't trying to offend. Just seemed like a glaringly obvious question based on how you chose to message. But I certainly could have been more tactful in my wording. My apologies."
Social media.
Social media is...
People speak so much before they think. I've experienced that a lot, especially the IVF stuff.
Yeah.
It's so infuriating. People have a lot of assumptions, and ignorance is rife.
I think people are just looking through their own... They're either... Like, I have no idea why he needed to comment that.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand potentially with IVF where you're like, I want to give my experience without looking through your eyes. But there's like...
Well,
that was just a shot. I feel like he's got something going on in his life.
Of course. Absolutely. But it wasn't like a troll.
No, they were fine. Like,
they weren't like a faceless troll.
No, we hashed. I looked at him. He's got his family on there. He seems like a decent bloke. That's why I messaged back.
People just assume because I do music for a living, I'm like a
loaded,
famous. I don't know. Because I'm in the public eye, it must mean that I am loaded.
Successful.
And we have had success, but it's like as a musician, you're always unemployed. Do you know what I mean? I don't think people understand that. It's like you're always waiting for the next job and the next gig. And that can be really hard, like in the in-between parts. Anyway.
What do you think of our appearance on Couple Goals on... What paper was that?
Our Career Mail. We had like a 3-page spread.
I've always wanted to be the centre page spread after watching my first... reading my first...
The centerfold.
Penthouse. I was like, I could be there one day.
Oh, God.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, so it was really funny. We weren't really expecting it to be in the Career Mail. We did an interview and a...
photo shoot. Over a year ago.
Yeah, it was like a little piece. I thought it was like for an online piece about... And they have a segment called Couple Goals.
They robbed our
I wonder
podcast.
where they got that name from.
Who knows?
But anyway, he said, yep, we'd love to be on it. And this was over a year ago. We gave an interview and, it's come out over a year later. And
Completely forgot about it until I was tagged in it. I was like,
everyone's
what
like,
the hell is this?
Which must mean I'm a millionaire.
Which also, as a byproduct, must mean I am too.
And that also means you're not allowed to profit off any of your experiences, according to that guy.
Here's the interesting thing. I feel like every business started off the back of a problem in someone's life where they're like, this is a pain in the ass. I'm going to solve that problem. And now that I know how to solve it, I can help other people solve it.
Yeah.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Just wild. Absolutely wild. What else is happening? Well,
we haven't got your artwork yet. Still
literally
waiting.
haven't even got a notification. Temu is very slow.
Maybe you've been gypped. Have you been ripped up?
Maybe.
Maybe check the status on that. Although Temu, it does take a little while. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it arrived and it was like a print.
Like
a
no,
postcard.
I did check sizing. Look,
Okay.
order confirmed 10 days ago.
Well, it does take a while to get
It
from
hasn't
China.
even been shipped.
Uh-oh.
Let me, or maybe that was the initial. Let's view order. But you're right. It does suck. But now it's asking me for security verification.
Oh.
My goodness, this is crazy.
Don't give away any information, Lachie.
No, I'm just trying to build the shape, but the shape is not going to be built. Oh, there we go. Did it.
Oh my God.
But I was going to go somewhere with that, and I cannot remember now. So with the painting, but now it's just absolutely. Well, when everyone sees it, they'll be like,
wow, where'd you get that one?
where'd you get that image from? And it wasn't Temu. It was legit. We spent lots of money on it.
Well, all of our couple goalers know the truth.
But I was about to say, I'm flying out to Europe
Yeah.
on Sunday. I booked the car last night.
Mm-hmm.
Got a Fiat Punto, I think it's called.
When you told me to, Lachie yelled out to me like,
Panda.
Amy, come and look at the car I just booked. I was like, oh my God. I bet he got like a convertible. I thought, because in my head, because you're going to Italy, I just had this vision of you like in a convertible going around the Amalfi Coast.
That's the complete opposite image that I had.
And then when I saw it, I was like, that is the complete opposite of that.
But that is the image I had. I got a Fiat Panda, not a Punto. I don't even know if there is a Punto, if that's just a word I said. But
yeah.
it's tiny. I envision
It's like a
putting
little
my
smart car.
backpack. Yeah, my backpack on the roof. It's Italian.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Gets you from A to B. I'm jealous. So you're going to our friend's wedding.
Yes, I'm flying over. Oh, sorry, time.
Yeah.
Flying over, spending 3 days in France visiting Etienne, and we'll probably ride motorbikes, eat croissants. Oh, just the food's going to be good. Probably have a little bit of champagne, and then we're working on his house.
Are you?
Yeah.
Can you work
He's
on
renovating.
a house that we don't have?
We're also looking at buying another house, which is brutal. But I haven't finished my Europe story. So
we'll go back to that.
Do that, then I'll fly to Florence.
Nice.
From Florence, I'll pick up my little Fiat, and I'll drive down to the Chianti region, which has got some of the best red wine. We love Chianti, don't we?
Can you bring me back a bottle?
Yeah, I'm going to get some for sure.
And a champagne.
I'm probably going to drink a lot of Chianti. I love it. So I'll be doing that, and then drive back to Florence and fly back to Australia. So it's a very short trip, but it'll be fun. And now that it's close, I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. I opted to stay here.
Do you regret that decision?
Well, yes and no. Like, I want to come, but also I just didn't know where we were going to be at with our IVF journey.
True.
Yeah, so probably, I don't know. Could have...
That was you.
Probably could have made it happen because in hindsight it's 2020, but you just don't know what's going on. And also, I thought I was going to be on tour in the US.
Yeah,
and
true.
So that got cancelled, and which meant that when I went and looked at flights, last-minute flights, and all of that, it's very expensive. So, I just came back from Europe. We just came back from Europe, and I'm happy to sort of chill.
And I'm going back. I
should
have just
stayed over there.
My body
needs to chill at the moment. I think I just need to
zen
out and get ready for the next
round.
Yeah.
I like it. But housing.
Oh,
Fuck me.
I'm sure we're not the only ones who are in this position. So we're actually living with my mum, have been since we got back from the US.
Yep.
And it's looking like, just with the IVF and stuff, it's looking like we're going to be in Brisbane at least for the foreseeable future. We haven't given up on the US, but obviously we need healthcare. And so we're going to we're looking for a rental. And it's crazy. Like, everyone says it, but until you're actually looking for one yourself, it's like, if you want something decent, it's like $800 a week.
And when we say decent, what we're looking for is 3-bedroom.
No, 2-bedroom.
When we're looking for decent and what we're looking for, it's 2-bedroom.
Like, ideal would be 3. Heck, ideal is 6 bedrooms, but yeah, at least 2
I still
bedroom.
remember when I first moved out of home. So this was 2009, not that long ago. Maybe it is. But I was paying. So we had a 3-bedroom house, 4-bedroom house in Toowoomba, and between the three of us, we were paying $70 each rent a week, and like that was a lot even then, because generally when you finish school or you're doing an apprenticeship or even if you're studying, you're not earning that much money. Say, I think I was earning $800 a week at that point, so that's like 1/10 of your income. The equivalent now, like 800, like let's say for example, even if you're sharing a house and you're doing like $500, like it's a
lot of money for someone
who's not,
like, especially for young people.
The wages haven't gone up like that, and it's crazy. So maybe we need some couples to live with. Nah, fuck that.
Shared house. Yeah, I mean, there's always things that you can do, but even when I was looking at further out, because obviously we're in pretty inner city, I was looking further out, and it's still the same price for a 2 bedroom to 2-bedroom, no matter where you are. Like, it's a little bit cheaper if you go further out, but
then you're further out.
Yeah, you're further out, and it's not that much cheaper.
You may as well live in Toowoomba then.
So you can live
wherever.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we had a meeting with our mortgage broker, and basically we could buy something, something small, very small, and probably smaller than what we'd like, but at least we're not paying dead money to rent, and we're paying off our own place.
It just doesn't get you what it once would have. I think that's what...
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yep. Builder by trade. Here I am, a guru. But it's just like, yeah, it's skyrocketed and continue. All the fucking things that everyone says. The reasons why people are pissed off, it's true. We've just realised that. It's essentially. Oh. So now it's just, you think, okay, well, if I'm going to commit to something for 25 years to 30 years to pay it off, ideally you'd want to be committing to something that you like. It's sort of like, I feel like...
But it's not for 25, 30 years. It might just be a
yeah, but I feel like if it's like a marriage, right, you're not just going to get in any relationship and be like, oh, this will be the one for the next bit just because it's convenient. It's all I can get right now. You want to hold yourself strong.
Well, you did looking and then you tell me. I've had a look and it's grim. It's grim out there. So we might have to make some sacrifices and get a little apartment, and then when we are making a bit more money, we can either rent out that apartment or sell it.
Yep. And the other thing on top of the property thing, documentary update. I feel like my brain's so tired right now.
Yeah.
It's been a busy, big week. The documentary, for those who are wanting to know about the 58, which I hope some of you guys want to watch it because it's going to be epic. Got a meeting tomorrow night with Ben, who is our videographer, and now we're bringing on another producer to get it done at a faster time frame, because we want to get it pitched and we want to have it up in 6 weeks at the latest. And this new guy reckons he can turn it around in 4 weeks. So Ben's going to share with him, I guess, the storyline and do all the professional chat, and then hopefully he'll get started next week. And then in a month, we'll have a month to 5 6 weeks, we'll have a documentary ready to rumble.
Yep.
I can't wait.
How exciting.
To launch
What are you going
that.
to do with it? Are you going to take it to Netflix?
That's the plan. So the good thing about one of our sponsors, he's highly invested in it. He's just like, I took my sponsors for lunch last week, and he's like, I was sitting there and I just can't believe the people you have in your corner, like very powerful, kind people who are invested in you. And if we looked at this properly, rather than just getting it out and made a business plan around it, because the goal is to get it in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah.
They have a lot of connections with people who can make that happen. So we're meeting when I get back from Europe he's already working on something and I'll work on something, and just be like, this is what we're going to present to the sponsors already, just because obviously their logos are all over it. But like, who in their network can they help us? And we'll start with the biggest thing, which is, he was even saying, like, if I gave you $100,000, for example, he's not doing that, but like, he's just thinking, like, think out there for marketing. Like, if we then sent you over to Times Square and just put you on every billboard at once, like, what is some of the outrageous, like, guerrilla marketing you could do? And so that's what we've got to think of. So if you guys have ideas, let me know.
Let them know.
Probably do something for the Gold Coast Marathon, because I'm doing the half.
Yeah. When is that?
6th. I get back on the 3rd. Then it's on the 5th. The half's on the 5th.
You're going to be
jet lagged.
Screwed.
It's part of the fun of it.
Jeez. And I'm just thinking, like, you're going to drive back? Do you need a driver?
From the Gold Coast?
Yeah. Are you going to drive with somebody?
Probably stay down there that night, because the marathon's on the next day, and I'll help Maddie.
Yeah. Oh, you'll stay with a friend?
Yep. I will do that. What else? Give us a Reddit story.
Reddit story.
Everyone's
okay. I got a good one for you.
Wait, do you know what's crazy? And everyone's going to think this is the most logical thing I've ever said. When we post an episode, our views go through the roof.
Yeah.
That's my statement.
No shit.
Yeah. You post content, you give stuff for people to listen to, and they listen. Hit it. What do we got?
Oh.
All right, I'm going to talk.
I've got a couple of stories here, so I'm ready. You keep talking.
Now I have to edit that bit. Far out. More work for me. But we're going for, as soon as we're done here, we're going for pasta down at Becca. What time's Beccafino's open?
It's probably open now.
Cool. I love nothing more than an early dinner.
I'm so excited as well. It's
Pasta.
the best pasta in Brisbane.
Hands down, Beccafino.
Yeah, it's just casual. It's delicious and reliable. Hard to get into sometimes. Okay, I found my story. All right.
Okay.
Headline is, my boyfriend, who's a male, 24 years old, has a breakdown whenever I, male 23, ask him to get a job or go to school. Long story short, I started nursing school in the fall. I've been extremely overwhelmed and frustrated because I have so much going on. My relationship is currently adding to my overwhelm. He's very emotionally needy and doesn't respect my need for space. He's also 24, doesn't have a job and refuses to go to college. So he's bored and wants me to fill his empty time. I've told him, hey, go and get a job, go to school, do something to enhance your life and prepare for a future. But whenever I do that, he has a breakdown saying how everything and everyone is out to get him and how he can't go to school because he doesn't have the time. Not the money, the time. All he has now is an abundance of time. Back when I was less busy, this didn't bother me. Oh, sorry, my phone's had a conniption. Back when I was less busy, this didn't bother me. But now that I'm actually working for a future, it's getting on my nerves. I can't even have a conversation about it without sobbing and without him sobbing and telling me he isn't good enough, etc., etc. I just want him to do something. I don't care what it is. Hell, he could even volunteer and I'd be okay with it. But he needs to do something. I've approached this with compassion, being more firm, asking why he doesn't want to get a job, go to college, and trying to understand. It always ends up with me comforting him and reassuring him while he cries, even when I'm tired and I don't have it in me. What the hell do I do?
What do you think?
I think there's a song. It's in my head. It goes, no, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me.
Don't sing too long, we'll get banned from the sing. Cut him off.
Cut him off. I don't know.
We're not here to fix people who don't want to fix themselves.
Yeah, he seems, I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh, but he seems lazy, needy. He's dragging you down. He's mooching off you. And you're 23. He's older than you. Like, you need to be building a life together if you want to go in that direction.
I think, as you said the first time, you need to be able to support people through their tough times. But if they're not actively doing anything to improve themselves, like eventually you have to set some boundary there to protect yourself. Meaning, he's recommended all of these things, but you're still not doing anything.
Yeah.
And that then brings you down. So it's like eventually this is the boundary and it's been crossed. Sayonara.
Yeah, because how are you paying rent? How are you affording to eat food? I don't get it.
Yeah. What do you guys think on that?
Let us know. I mean, if you're with a partner, I think it's okay to, as you said, lean on each other. It's okay to support your partner for a certain period of time, or forever if that's an arrangement you have, but they're not married. Doesn't seem like he's very happy with the arrangement. And
it's also like, if I think if that's the arrangement, there's also still other things happening. Like, you're not just sitting on your ass complaining and
crying,
pulling on the sleeve of a shirt, being like, please look at me.
Exactly.
So you got to make yourself valuable, I believe. That's my belief. I understand all circumstances are different, but I think if you're in a hole, build a crew of people, acknowledge that I need help, get the right people to help you, and then also just do the things you need to do to get better.
I think breaking up with him would probably be a wake-up call that he needs, because he's going to have to move out and get a job.
That's scary. Fuck. All right. Anything else?
I think that's all from us. That's all the updates and the things that we've been dealing in our relationship. And there'll be more to come as the weeks go on and the problems arise and as we look for a house. And
fair dinkum.
Yeah, thank you for listening. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. We love to interact. If you have any questions for us, please do that. And in the meantime,
hooroo.